Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. I hope y'all are doing good. I know normally on Wednesdays I am on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, but for the month of July I'm doing all of my lives on either YouTube or Instagram. So this week it's YouTube. I'm still on Instagram on Friday, but today I'm on YouTube. So hey Stephanie, how you doing, sweetheart? Hey everybody. So hey Rosalinda, hello. Hope you're doing okay. Hope y'all are doing well. Hey, Princess Shelly, Christine. Hey, Ken. Hey, Sonia. All right, so y'all don't have to wait for me to get started. I don't know if y'all remember on Saturday when I got on here that I had mentioned a few things about places like New York and Chicago, and turned out that things did in fact happen over the weekend where even Trumpy mentioned something in his Twitter account. So talking about the crime and the shootings that happened in Chicago and New York, and I think in other places as well. It was really interesting though. So, but I actually shared like my thoughts about that and like some of the stuff that I was seeing, and I put it on my Instagram and on Facebook. So it's there if y'all want to go check it out. But yeah, it was really interesting because I was like, I was just not. I was hoping I would be wrong and that there wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary over the weekend, and apparently there was. So that's what happened. So hey guys, hello everybody. All right, so I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just gonna kind of bounce around here. So my hair got this loose hair strand going on there. This loose hair strand. All right. It's like, ooh, there he goes. There he goes. It's like that OCD in me is kicking in. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just going to bounce around. If you are asking me a question about your life, please be specific because I need to know what you're asking me. Just asking me what do I see or tell you something is I'm just going to pass you up. So be specific with your questions. If you want to know about your health, what specifically about your health do we need to know about? If you want to know about your finances, what specifically about your finances? If you want about relationship, what specifically about relationship you want to know about? So be specific. When it comes to like connecting with loved ones in spirit, just let me know who you want to connect with, and I'll try to connect and get you a message from those in spirit. I don't see them, I don't hear them. So anything that they tell me, I have to share it in the way that I'm understanding it, and they communicate through thoughts, emotions, and memories. So whatever they share is going to come through a thought, an emotion, and a memory, and my job is to try to figure out where they're going with it. But even if I can, I'm still going to tell you guys what I'm seeing because I want to give you whatever they show me. Okay. All right, so I'm going to bounce around here. All right, let's see. Princess Shelley, hi Ferny. I'd like to know when will I get my own place, and will it be a house or apartment? Thank you. I actually think you'll end up getting. I actually think it'll end up being something that reminds me of a townhome. So it may be like a house that's attached, like a duplex. So it may be like attached, or there may be like one or two stories. So I actually think it'll be a house, and I think that it'll happen. No, when will I get? Yeah, I want to say it'll happen in about 7 months. So give it about 7 months, and then I think you'll get in somewhere. Okay. Um, with Kylie Ballesteros. Hey, Fernie, any messages from my spirit guides? Yes. So you might be having, like, if you start to experience more dreams or more like having weird feelings or thoughts or stuff when you're like laying down, falling asleep, or when you're dreaming, it's just because the energy is really like active right now, and they're making me feel like you're going to be picking up on a lot more than you usually do, and you might start having more weird dreams or more active dreams than you usually do, especially in the next month or two. So just be prepared for that. So in case you start to see that kick up, that's just that's to be expected. Okay. Ras one. Hey Fernie, I was seeing spirit lights last week. Any experience with that, and what does it mean? Yeah, spirits. So people, we assume that spirits look like physical people, like the way we look, like with a head and arms and whatever. And that's just this is just a physical body, right? Once we're done with the body, we actually are more energy than we are like physical structure. Sometimes when spirits are communicating with me, they will show me a physical structure. They'll show me the idea of their bodies in my mind, but that's not what we actually exist as from spirit form. In spirit form, where there's just these little like points of awareness or points of consciousness that sometimes we see as like little balls of light or orbs. And so I've seen those a lot. Back in the day, I was always expecting to see like full bodied apparitions of spirits, and I was waiting around to see them, and I never did. I only saw these little like sparkly lights in the air. Sometimes I would see them next to someone, or sometimes I would see it like if I was watching TV, they would just randomly pop up and show up, and I'm like, what the hell? And I realized those are spirits. They're coming to get my attention, or they're wanting me to talk about something, or they want to talk to me. And so now whenever I see them, it just depends. Like if I'm off the clock and I'm not working that day, I just tell them, sorry guys, but y'all are gonna have to come back when I'm working, because I already did I already did my part for this week. So y'all need to come back only when I'm working. Every now and then when I'll be talking to like my partner or whatever, I'll see the little sparklies next to him, and I know that that's like his dad or like somebody else trying to come through. But that's usually what that is. CRZ JDTH1. I keep seeing the 1111. Any message for me? 1111 is from your guide. So 1111 is a number. It depends on what you're going through at the time and what's happening in your life. But I feel for you, 1111 means you need to follow through with what you choose to do. So in other words, sometimes when we're choosing to go down a certain path or go into something or get into something, we want to do that, but then we don't always follow through. That's a message from them that you need to follow through, and you need to stick with it, because the path could lead to something significant for you, or it could give you something that would be beneficial for you. So I'm thinking that they're referencing like a career or a job situation. So just be aware of that, okay? Nav, when will I find the one I will marry? I think you will find somebody, probably, I want to say it might be like a year and 3 months. So it might take a little bit longer than a year before you find the person that you'll end up getting married to. Blasian, hi, wanted to know what job you see me doing. Thanks. I actually see you getting a job with a, what is that? It is, I see you getting a job. It's not a career, it's just a job. I think it's going to be something to do with, I don't want to say it's customer service, but it reminds me of customer service, but it has to do with like a telecommunications company, like a company like AT&T or Time Warner or Xfinity or whatever. But I feel like there's an opportunity there for you to possibly go into a different area of it, not customer service. So be on the lookout, because it may come up as a customer service job, but it may not actually end up turning into a customer service long term. It may just be your way in, and then you can move over to a different part of the company. Okay? Victoria Ibarra, hi Ferny, do you see a career change for me? Not right now. If there's going to be a career change for you, it may not happen until next spring or summer of 2021. HK, how many spirit guides I have? Any names or my higher self name? Thank you. Spirit guides, you have 2 spirit guides. Both of them are female. The main guide's name is Jean, Jean, Jean. The second guide's name is, I think it's Maria, actually. So I think the second guide's name is Maria. I don't remember what the other question was that you asked. Yeah. So Jean and Maria are your 2 guides. Oh, your higher self's name? Your higher self, the name of your soul. The name of your soul is... Aya. 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 I'm trying to figure out how to spell it. I feel like it's spelled with an E, but it's spelled like Aya. It's almost like Iya, but Aya. Okay. Amanda Rios, hi Ferny, do you see me and my family moving anytime soon? Yeah, in about 3.5, 4 months from now, I feel like y'all will be moving. And G, hi Ferny, can you see my spirit spiritual guide, any message from them. His name is Sebastian. And I feel the message that I have for you from your guide is you need to be a little more aware of the people around you, and don't be. I don't want you to not trust people, but I want you to be a little more careful with who you trust or who you confide in, because sometimes information isn't always kept close by. So just maybe need to be careful, and that's specifically within this month. Okay. B. Urbano, will my husband eventually regain his residency? Yes, but it might take 7 months to get good news, and it might take up to 2 years to complete the process. I know that sounds like a long time, but I feel like it might take 7 months to get some good news. Okay. Kara Reed, or Kira Reed, I was offered a job that starts mid-August, but that's when I have my baby. Do you see me starting after I have my baby? I do. So I do think you will start after you have your baby. I do think you'll start the process of paperwork before, but I think you'll still start actual work before, after you have the baby. Through here. Paula, hi Ferny, messages from my grandfather Eduardo. Yes, he keeps acknowledging. I feel like there's a picture of him, and he's got something white around his head. So I don't know if there's a picture of him where he was wearing like a white hat or a white cap, or he's got something white on his head, but he's showing me something like that. He also keeps referencing, it's funny because I keep hearing him whistle. I don't know if he had a habit of whistling, or sometimes y'all hear whistling, and I feel like that would be connected to him. He also keeps making me feel like he feels much better and his body feels fine again. He also makes me feel like he can feel his body. I don't know if he was having difficulty feeling the body or feeling the different extremities, but he's acknowledging feeling things again. He also keeps referencing the number 7. So either the month of July or the 7th of a month might be significant. He also acknowledges the number 11. So November or the 11th of a month may be significant as well. KG, when do you see me finding a job? Will it be in France? Any indications on the company? I don't think it'll be in France. I don't think it'll be in France. I do think it will be in Europe, but I don't think it's going to be France. The company is, I want to say that the company is like a strategic or marketing firm that has to do with like financial services or financial organizations. So there's some sort of a vibe like that that comes from the company or that they're connected to. Okay. Christy Smith, is my husband going to reconcile with his brother? I would say not right away. It might take him. They may try to talk through some stuff in about 6 months, and then after 6 months, they may kind of just keep that distance. And then I think it may take another year before they start talking again. So you might just have to be patient. Erica Garza. Hi, Ferny. Any messages from my grandpa Frank? Also, my 7-year-old son said he sees a brownish black light around himself. What could it mean? The brownish black light around himself. With the brownish black light around himself, I kind of don't feel like it's a phenomena. I kind of feel like he might actually be seeing like he might actually be having some effects on his eyes. So I kind of want him to get checked or get to check and see if he needs glasses, because I feel like what he's seeing or what he's describing may not actually be like a supernatural thing. It might be something that he's seeing just from his eyes. So I kind of want you to get that checked. Your grandpa, he keeps acknowledging coins. I don't know if he collected coins or y'all have coins that are associated with him or a medallion, but he's referencing that. He also shows me the 7 as well. So July or the 7th of a month would be significant. He also keeps referencing, there's a little darker colored dog that's there with him in spirit, like a darker, like I want to say it's like a dark brown or a black dog. It's not a small dog, it's like a medium-sized dog. So it's not like a big dog. It's not a small dog, it's like a medium-sized dog. So there's a dog with him as well because he's acknowledging that. There's a baby with him in spirit. So somebody miscarried, lost, or terminated. So he's referencing the baby being with him as well. Jolie, Jules. There's like a Jules names that he's trying to give me. So there's a reference to that name as well. Okay. Jerem C. For instance, why do you say thank you when you do readings? Because sometimes when they're communicating or when they're talking to me, sometimes the thought that comes through is very fragmented. And so I kind of have to figure it out. And then sometimes it feels like a complete thought. For example, like if I just see like something round, like a kid playing with a ball, that doesn't say a whole lot to me other than just ball and like kid. But if I see that and then I see the beach and then I see like playing at the beach or whatever, at that point it feels more complete, and it might be like, okay, maybe they're talking about like a trip to the beach or a trip, this trip to the beach or this picture at the beach. So there's something like that. So that's why I say thank you, because I appreciate it more when they try to give me a complete thought or complete like vibe of what they're trying to communicate versus just like the fragmented pieces where I kind of have to piece it together, and I don't always get the pieces that would help me make sense of it. AJ May 1999. Hey Ferny, is it time for me to officially let go of the boy with the T name for good? It's entirely up to you. However, I do feel that this person's just wasting your time. So I would say go for it. Like just let it go, because I don't think it's benefiting you anymore. It serves you anymore. Shenandoah Moreno. Fernie, will my mom ever find true happiness? Will she ever meet her soulmate? So your mom is very picky. I also think your mom has some really interesting expectations that are just going to screw her over. And I also think sometimes she can get into that victim mindset, and that can create a block for her. So she needs to snap out of it. She also needs to be realistic with her expectations. Also, I feel like she doesn't talk to anybody, or she doesn't let anybody talk to her. So she needs to work on that. That might make a difference for her and make it easier for her to meet people. I do think as of right now, I'm not seeing her meeting anybody soon or getting into another relationship. She can change that. She can work on that. I would suggest she probably needs to do some self work. I would suggest you watch The Secret, so you might want to watch that with her, because she might get something from that. And then also get the book, The Soulmate Secret, because that'll help take it to the next level so she can start to materialize what she wants. Okay? I'm. When will my sister Hasna get married? Any initials or indications? I feel like she'll get married in about 2 years, so it might take a couple of years. Person's initials, I want to say it's TS. First name T, last name S. Mindy Pierce. Fernie, does my mom have any messages for me or my spirit guides? Yes. So I kind of want to push you to take a trip or to like go and just get out, because she's almost like wanting to push you, almost like you need a breather or you need to take a break. So there's kind of a feeling of that. So she's almost pushing you because you might need that like alone time, or you just may need a little bit of an adventure. She also keeps acknowledging you doing more writing. So I don't know if you've been thinking about doing more writing. And I don't mean writing like just writing. I mean more like poetry or songwriting or like story writing, but she's almost pushing you or kind of wanting to do that. So I would suggest possibly taking that up as well. She also keeps referencing when it comes to relationships or anyone that you may be with, she's almost like opening your eyes. So I kind of feel like she wants you to see anyone that you're with or anyone that you're talking to for who they are and not for who you want them to be, because that may help you work through any like questions or anything around that person. Okay, if you're not in a relationship right now, keep your eyes open, and because you might be meeting someone new in the near future. Okay. um Hello, Ferny. My dream with the enormous eagles, a message from my ancestors, was the dream. I don't feel like it was a message from your ancestors. I actually think it means that you might get some help or you might get some assistance soon from an unlikely source that literally drops out of the sky. So what I would say is within the next 6 to 8 months, you might get some sort of assistance. I'm thinking it has to do with your work or job situation, but there may be an opportunity or some assistance that is pretty significant, that may just come out of nowhere, and kind of help to lift you up. Okay. Um, Mimeo Ways Natural. Hi, is my soulmate an old friend or a new love, and what's their initials? So if you base the idea that there's only one soulmate for each person, you've totally screwed yourself out of a lot of potential matches that you might have in this lifetime. So I would drop that mindset, because that's going to keep you from having great opportunities. I don't feel like the person that you're going to end up with, or the person that you would consider to be a soulmate, is you don't know them yet. I feel like person isn't in your life yet. You might have to wait a couple of years. A person's name starts. Actually, the name is Josh, almost like Josh. That's how I want to say it. It's like a Jos. Okay. Texas Beauty. Hi, Fernie. Any messages from my mom? Yeah, she keeps singing to you, so I don't know if she used to sing or if y'all used to sing together, but she keeps singing to you. So she's acknowledging that. She also keeps referencing, thank you. I don't know if you're planning on like planting something for her, or if there's plans to like go and honor where like her grave site and like plant something there, or you just did this, or you just planted something for her. But she's almost acknowledging whatever this is that I feel like I'm planting. She's acknowledging that and making a reference to that. She also keeps acknowledging the number 12. So either the 12th of a month is significant, or December is significant, or January 2nd is significant. But she's referencing that as well. She also keeps talking about you might find a picture of her out of no, like, I almost feel like it's almost like I see a picture of her, and I feel like you might just come home and like find it in a completely different spot, or find it like in the middle of your bed. So be aware of that, because there may be an opportunity for her to let you know she's around you through some incident like that. Okay. Lola Lopez. Hi, Ferny. I work for United Airlines and I'm doing good for now, but how does it look for me in the near future? So, there's a few things about the airlines that I've been talking, that I actually mentioned before in one of my videos for like predictions. But what I saw was I felt like there was going to be two major airline carriers that were going to go bankrupt or go out of business. So I actually felt like two of the major airline carriers were going to go out of business. I didn't think it was going to be United, though. What was interesting about United is I felt like United was going to end up being supported or propped up by the government. And I felt like, because I kept seeing the US almost like buying into one of the airline companies and turning it into like the national carrier, where it would offer like pricing options that would help to support or sustain the economy in some way. And people were like, what? This sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy to me too, but I kept seeing that. And I kept thinking it was going to be United. It could be one of the other carriers, but I'm thinking it's United. With that being said, I do think that we won't start seeing this all starting to play out until we get closer to the end of the year. Most likely after the election, because I kept seeing like one carrier was going to file bankruptcy, and then all of a sudden, like within 2 months, another airline carrier starts filing for bankruptcy. So it was going to feel like that. So I kept seeing that happening. So with your job, I feel that there might be a period of a break, or you might have to take some time off towards the second half of the year, or towards later this year. And at that point, I feel like you might have to make some decisions if you want to stay with it. You may have very limited options as far as like how much you're going to be able to do with the job, and you may have to consider another option if like you're going to be looking for something that's more full-time, or it's going to pay you what you're expecting, what you're needing to survive. Okay. Germsey 3002. Hey, what will happen with my relationship with my brother? Nothing for the moment. I kind of feel like next summer 2021, there may be a lot more drama, or there may be a lot more, like, I wouldn't call it fighting, but just not being like on the same page, or just not really being able to work through some stuff. So y'all may take a little bit of a break from each other. But then y'all will work things out. Like, it won't take that long to work things out. But I do think that by next summer, you might start to see more of this like period where y'all are not getting along, or y'all are just kind of like having it out with for each other. And then that carries on for a little bit, and then there'll be a period after that that you'll be able to work on stuff and kind of get back to a better place. But it may take a little while after that. It may not be right away. Lindsey Santos. Hi, Ferny. Any messages from my dad? Thank you. Yes. I keep hearing about happy birthday. So I don't know, we're within 30 days of a birthday, or he's acknowledging a birthday coming up, but he's singing happy birthday. So there's a reference there. He also keeps acknowledging a candle blowing out, or a candle not staying on, or a candle tipping completely over. So I don't know if y'all like lit a candle, or someone recently tried to put a candle in a holder that it didn't belong to, and then it just kind of like tipped over or something like that. But there's a reference there because he's acknowledging that. He also keeps showing me a red shirt, or a red jacket, or a red like fabric covering, but I feel like it's clothing related. So I don't know if you have a picture or you have his red thing, but he's showing me something like that as well. He also keeps referencing, thank you for the balloon, so he's acknowledging that. So I'm assuming you either bought him balloons for Father's Day, or you may have gotten balloons for him, but he's referencing balloons and saying thank you. Okay. Rosalinda Castillo Reyes. Hi, curious, do you see my family moving overseas with my husband next year? Ooh, what's my soul's name? Fun question. Do I see your family moving overseas with your husband next year? I want to say yes, but towards the end of the year. It might even roll over into 2022. So, but I want to say yes. As far as your soul's name, your soul's name is... Tao. 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 Okay? Khadija. Will me and YT ever be together, or should I let him go? Thank you, Fernie. I would say go ahead and let him go. I just don't feel like there's enough there for this to kind of roll back around, or for it to bloom. I also feel like this person's already mentally like involved with somebody else, or they've already like moved on. So I would say I would just go ahead and let them go. It's up to you, but that's what I feel. Christina Luna, been on and off in a relationship for almost 20 years. I'm feeling like I'm over it. Should I move on? Yeah, I would totally go. Just move on as well. I feel like the way it is now, the way it's set up now, is pretty much the way it's going to stay. So if you're okay with the way it is now, I would say go ahead and stay with it. But I just don't feel like it's going to get any better. So it's up to you. It's still your decision. But I'm kind of, if you're ready for more, if you want something else, then I would say you probably need to move forward. Myra Gonzalez. Hi, Fernie. Will I get a promotion, or will I move to another department? I feel like you'll end up moving to another department just because the promotion you wanted might be given to somebody else, either somebody else that shouldn't have gotten it, or somebody else that may not be 100% aware of the job's responsibilities and not be fully prepared for it. So I think you'll end up just going to another department. Esperanza Sendejas. Hey, hello, Ferny. Am I wasting my time with the guy I love? I really need to know, please. Initials are EFE. I wouldn't say you're wasting your time. I actually think that the relationship is helping you to develop and grow in ways that you weren't prepared to before the relationship. So I feel like it's helping you to kind of grow and evolve in important ways. I don't think this is the person you're going to end up with, though. I think you'll end up with somebody else in about 3 to 5 years. Around the time somebody else will come into the picture. But that's when I see things changing. So until then, I mean, you can end it and then try something new. But I feel like this current relationship there's something that you're gaining from it. You don't have to listen to me though. You can just say screw that. I'm going to end it and be done with it, and it's entirely up to you. Victoria Garza, does my dad have a message for me? Yes. He's proud, so he's acknowledging being proud of you. He also keeps showing me papers or documents, so I don't know if you had to get really involved with dealing with the documentation or the paperwork after his passing, or if you've been dealing with some legal stuff recently and he's acknowledging this, but he's referencing being proud, so he's acknowledging that. He also says he's come through in dreams, or he's trying to communicate in dreams. He also says, I don't know if you had a dream where there was like a cat in it, or like a tiger or a lion, but he's making reference to like a dream like this. He also keeps showing me, he's doing this, so there might be a necklace or something that goes around the neck that would be like a blessing that might be connected to him as well. Okay. Hadim K, will I find a job this year? Any indication to when or the company name? Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be this year. I feel like it might take 8 months, so this may be a while. So I want to say it might take up to 8 months before you find a job that's gonna work for you. The company, I don't know what the name is, but I feel like it's Greek. So I feel like the company is a Greek company, or the name is Greek, because I keep seeing, like, for example, like whenever I've gone to a Greek restaurant and I see the letters and the kind of the script that they are in, I'm seeing that. So I feel like there's either Greek or there's like a kind of like a script that's similar to that. Maria Mas Maria Mastri. What is the company name of my next employer? I feel like it's like Alpac or OPEC, or I feel like there's a PEC in it, but I feel like it's a two-part name. Alpac, OPEC, IPEC. It's got some sounding to it that's similar to that. Okay. Courtney Ross. Hey Fernie, can you tell me, how does BE feel about me? Where are things heading? I mean, I feel there's an attraction there. I also feel that there is the potential for more, but I don't really see it growing to the next level. I feel like this person may just mentally check out, or they may get caught up in other things that are going to be more important to them. So you may feel like a detachment or disconnect there. If you want to be patient and just wait it out, that might help. But I kind of feel like this person's just going to end up like just like focusing on something else, and you may just feel like they're not really intentional, or they're not really like putting in enough energy or time into the connection between you two. They also don't really express themselves well. So I know you're asking me what they feel, but I already feel like they don't really express themselves well to begin with. So that may be a struggle regardless whether this turns into something or not. Crystal Lopez. Anything positive to look forward to in the near future? New job, new love, etc. None of those this year. I do think you might get a new animal or a pet within 2 or 3 months, and that's fun. That's a good thing. Um, as far as like love, I think you're about 2 years and 6 months away from like a love interest that'll work for you. Okay. Jessica Alvarez, any messages for my Uncle Jose? Yeah, so he's putting question marks. I don't know if, usually whenever I see question marks during a reading or doing a mediumship session, it usually means that people had questions about what actually happened, or people are not sure exactly what occurred and they have questions about it. So he's doing that. So I don't know if that's the case with him, but he's doing those question marks. He also keeps acknowledging the number 2, so February is going to be significant, or the second of a month. He also keeps referencing the tubes. I don't know if he had tubes or there were tubes attached to him, but I feel like I want to take this out. So it's almost as if I don't want to deal with this, or I feel like I didn't want this. So there's almost a reference there. He also makes me feel like he's fine, he's okay. He would rather be there than here because of the way things were right before his passing. So he's almost like preferring to be where he is right now. He also keeps acknowledging an M female name, like Mealy or Molly or Mealy or Melly. It's almost, I almost feel like a Melissa, but it's almost like an M name, female. But he's making a reference to a name like that. He also keeps acknowledging a rosary. So there might be a rosary connection, or someone may have a cross rosary necklace or a rosary for him. It might actually be on a picture or next to his picture, but he's referencing that as well. Jennifer V. Hi, will I have the opportunity to move to a private company in 2 to 3 years? Will I be headhunted? Also, are you able to see the name of the company? I feel like you'll actually have an opportunity to move to a private company in 1 year. So you might have something that comes up in 1 year. I don't think you'll be headhunted. I think you're going to make that option. You're going to find this option or find this opportunity through someone that you know that's associated with that company, who you may have already been associated with. So it comes up that way. Okay. The name of the company starts with the BA. BA. Tony Ganucci, do you see anything happening with my current job situation over the next year or two? Yeah, I actually think there's going to be some sort of a merging or buyout that's going to happen there, because I see 2 organizations coming together. Once that happens, I feel like 30% of the company is not going to be needed. So there's going to be maybe some layoffs, or maybe even some changes with the workforce. However, I'm still seeing you there, so I feel like you may still be a part of the company even after those changes occur. Carmen, it's funny, I was reading your message and I don't know why I'm hearing this song in my head. Carmen, hi Ferny, I'd really love to have even the tiniest message from my brother or sister or mother or father. My brother and mother both died last year, and I lost my sister and father long ago. So I don't know why I'm hearing this song. You know that song, Let's Hear It For The Boys? That song from like the 80s, I think it was the 80s. Or something, yeah, I think it's 80s. I don't know why I'm hearing that song. So as soon as I started reading your thing, I was hearing that in my head. So I'm not sure where that's coming from. Your brother, he is acknowledging, he's almost blaming himself, because he says he should have done more. He should have acted, and that would have maybe changed the circumstances. So he's almost blaming himself, but I don't think this was like a suicide or anything. Like, I feel like this is just him either being negligent, or he didn't follow up with something he should have maybe done, because it would have helped him. So he's making me feel this way. He also makes me feel like there was more going on behind the scenes, or there was more happening, but you may not have known about it with enough time. So there may have almost been more stuff happening around him that you weren't aware of, or you weren't fully aware of. He is acknowledging, he is referencing your mom, so he does have your mom with him. There's another mother figure there as well. So either there's another, like an aunt, like a sister to your mother who was like a mother figure, or there was a sister to your father who was like a mother figure. But there's another mother figure, I want to call her, there as well. I keep seeing Sue, like Susie or Susan or Sue. Sol Su, I want to say it that way. So there's a reference to a name like that. They also keep acknowledging two babies in spirit as well. So there might have been two children that were miscarried, lost, or terminated. Your dad also keeps acknowledging. It's funny because I keep hearing birthday as well. So there might be a birthday association with your dad. Either we're within 30 days that he's trying to bring attention to, either for you or him, or he may have passed around a birthday, but he's referencing that as well. So he's acknowledging that also. It's so interesting because with your sister, I see a picture, and I feel like it's a picture of you two, and y'all were younger, and one of you has like the waver, you know, those bands back in the 80s. And I feel like it's funny because I feel like I want to be funny with your sister. So she's making that like image of herself that way. She looks so much better now than she did when she was alive. So I don't know if something happened with her appearance before she passed, but she says, I look great, I look great, I look great. So she's really excited about the way she looks. Rosalinda Casilla. She's like, let's hear it for the boys. Let's give the boys a chance. Oh God. Every time I hear that song, I think of it like a gay nightclub because that's what I associate with that song. So, Kayla Medina, is there a sign my brother sends when he's around? Yeah, he makes this the bell sound in your ear. So when you hear this like ringing in your ear, he likes to send that around. You may also pick up on a smell as well when he comes around. Um, Nan531, will my son get through his current struggle and gain more spiritual connections like me? So with your son, I feel like there's a couple of things about this. One is I do think that there is a psychological or an emotional challenge that he struggles through. I also think that he probably needs to be involved with either groups or with people that may have similarities or that may have similar things in common with him because it might help him. I feel like sometimes there may be a tendency of removing or kind of like detaching, and I don't want him to get into the habit of that because I think that could lead to other issues down the road. As of right now, I feel like he's still going to continue to struggle and it may take some time before he is able to find some balance. I do think that the best time for him to get to a place of balance would be by the end of next year or later next year because I feel like his circumstances are set up a certain way where it just seems like he's able to do better if he wants to do better. So I feel like at the end of next year might be a better time for him. Okay? Stephanie Jackson, hi Ferny. I keep seeing different angel numbers. I don't know if I'm forcing it to happen or if they're actually revealing themselves to me. Any messages that I need to be getting? The numbers, I think it has more to do. It's almost like a practice. Sometimes when we see them, they mean something. Sometimes they're just trying to help us understand something that we're going through at the time. Sometimes they're just a way for us to like learn to align with energy. And I think they are wanting to help you understand what alignment is and what like manifesting and alignment and like matching up to good energy or to positive energy is all about. So I feel like some of what you're seeing is them training you or teaching you how to like line up with stuff. It doesn't mean like something massive or incredible is going to happen. It just means they're trying to train you to kind of like energetically like pick up on or be like be attracted to these alignments because it's going to help you with your other stuff in your life. Nikki S. Hey, Ferny. How? Hope you're well. Can you please shed some light on the future of my husband's health and whether it will affect his behavior in any way? Thanks. Yes, I do think that his health is going to affect his behavior. I also think there's a couple of areas that I kind of want you to keep an eye on. One is I do think that his hormones are not great or something's up with his hormonal system. That's the endocrine system, but I think his testosterone is being affected. I also think that his pancreas is another area that he needs to keep an eye on. I also feel that he might have his immune system may be dropping and maybe leaving him open to his immune system may be dropping and leaving him over to open to like illnesses, and I don't want him to get sick or to start just like getting anything under the sun. So he probably needs to boost up his immunity, because I can see them doing tests on his blood and then determining that he's a factor, or he's like got a higher like percentage of something. So I want him to kind of be careful about that. But the emotional, mental changes, that's the hormones. So that's where I would say that that area needs to be looked at for his emotional state. Liz Solis, hi Fernie. I would like to know what the next step in my life will I be moving out of the place I am in next. Yeah, so as far as like your living situation, I don't see you moving out right now. If you do move out, it may happen like spring of next year. So I want to say February or March of next year is when there may actually be a move out or a change to your living situation. Aliana, hello, Fernie. Is he going to drag the separation out due to financial issues or not be ready to separate, please? Yes, I do think he's going to drag it out. I do think this might carry on into December. So be prepared, because this may go on for a bit. He might try two separate approaches. Neither one of them are going to work, honestly. And I feel like he's just going to end up having to, like, like deal with what's already was like the first option, or the first set of agreements to begin with. So. Krista Ritter, hi Fernie, struggling on my relationship path. Can you offer some guidance? Am I with the right person? There isn't a right or wrong person. I never want it to sound like there's only one person someone should be with. I think that there is the opportunity to work through the issues that you are having right now in a relationship. However, I think it's going to be more work than you really want to put into it. And I honestly think that even with all of the work that may be required, you may still not be happy. So I do ultimately think that you will end up ending this relationship, but I feel like it may not happen until the end of next year. So it may be a while before you decide to kind of end it, or before it comes to its conclusion. But I'm not thinking it's right now. I think it might take until the end of next year. Um, Jetty Lie. Hi, Fernie. My friend Kathy passed away while backpacking. Mystery surrounding the death. Her and her friend died. Does she have a message for me? I feel like they ate something, or they took something, or I feel like whatever they took or whatever they ate or whatever this was feels like it interacted with their system, or it just kind of like caused this. So I feel like it might be something like, for example, like, oh, I see mushrooms and I eat mushrooms and they're actually poisonous. Like, I feel like there's something like that that might be associated with their passing, which might give or shed some light on like what may have happened. But I feel like I'm not thinking that it was foul play. I'm just thinking that it was just like accident, or something that was that weird and interesting, and not interesting, but just odd. She is okay. She does make me feel like she tried to let you know she was around on the mirror. So you might have had a weird experience where you were looking in the mirror, or you saw something like written out on the mirror, or there's a picture of you two with the mirror, but she's showing me something like that. Brianna de los Santos. Hey, Fernie. Hope you're doing well. My love life has been so quiet lately. When will I enter my next relationship? I feel like you've got the same issue going on as like the lady's mother that I was talking about earlier, where sometimes you get into this victim mindset, or you kind of like mess with yourself in this way. And I also think sometimes you don't make it easy for others to approach you. It's funny because it's almost like me. Like sometimes I feel like I have resting bitch face. And it's funny because when I was younger, my cousin's husband used to say, "Why are you mad? Why are you always mad?" I'm like, "I'm not mad. I'm fine." But I always had resting like bitch face. Like I always had that like resting bitch face. I'm not saying that you have resting bitch face, but I feel like you may need to work on the way that people are seeing you, or the way that people are assessing you whenever they want to approach you. I do think that you will have a potential option come up probably by September of next year, 2021. Person's name is DY. Person's name starts with the DY. Okay. Rosalinda, I have resting bitch face. Oh, God. Mala Sharma. Hi, Ferny. Does my maternal grandma have a message for me? Yes, she's holding a baby. So I don't know if you're intending to get pregnant or you just had a baby or you lost a baby, but she's making a symbol for like holding a baby. So there's a reference there. She also keeps acknowledging the number 17. So either January 7th or the 17th of a month may be significant. She also keeps acknowledging repeating names. So I don't know if you have a name with someone else in the family or if her name is similar to somebody else in the family, but she's acknowledging that as well. She also keeps talking about white birds. So sometimes when you have white birds that approach you or come up to you or dreams about white birds, that is a symbol or a sign from her letting you know that she's around you. Okay. Michael Rotolo. Hey, Fernie, any reason I am struggling to lose weight? I have done just about everything I can. Do you see me successfully getting to a healthy weight? Michael, I feel like there's a couple of reasons why this is happening. One is I do think you need to check your hormones because I don't think you're producing enough testosterone. I also feel that I know you said you're doing everything, but I disagree with that because I don't think you're doing everything or you're staying consistent enough to be able to keep up with something. I also think that you're eating too much. I know you may not be thinking that. I think that. I think you're eating too much as well. So even if you're trying to work out or you're trying to be healthier, the amount of calories that you're eating is just not enough to help you kind of get past it. I would say you need to get your hormones checked though, because I feel like your hormones might be affecting your weight ability, your weight loss ability, but also might be affecting your emotional, mental stability as well. So you probably need to get your hormones checked as well. The thing about it is sometimes people don't realize, like, I know nobody wants to be on medication. Nobody wants to have to depend on medication to like be okay. But when you suffer from certain conditions, you kind of don't have a choice. You kind of need to be on medication sometimes. Like my mom's a schizophrenic. Without the medication, she would not be able to have any kind of a normal life at all. She would be hospitalized in an institution. So she needs it because of her condition. Some people just have to be on medication. And so what I would say is it's not about like, I don't like the symptoms. I don't like the side effects. Yeah, I get that, but sometimes like you may not have a choice. You may need to be on a medication that might help to regulate your system. So you might need to look at different medications, some of them that have less side effects to find one that may work for you. Okay, I think this would make a big difference for you. I also think, and even though I don't know if you're a big drinker or you've ever been a big drinker, but I'm reminded of like when someone goes to like an AA meeting and they're able to share their feelings or talk to someone. I feel like you need to be a part of a group or join a group where you can connect with other people who may be interested in trying to do the same things or who you can kind of bounce back and forth on, because I feel like you don't have, even though people around you love you, I feel like you don't have enough support in a way where it makes you feel like you have your own community or you have your own life outside of the people around you. So I think that would help you a lot. Okay. Hey Liz De Leon. There is an active spirit in my house because recently we have seen things. Can you tell me who it is? Thank you, handsome. Thank you. Yes, so I feel like the spirit, so first of all, because you are practicing or working on building your spirit, your psychic abilities, you are definitely going to be attracting more. So you probably need to do more smudging, or you probably need to create an intention within your home that you're only going to allow certain people into your home if it's gonna be beneficial or if you can do something with it. People just coming and visiting, like that's like no. Spirits are attracted to me, but they know my boundaries and they don't mess with me or come around me unless I'm ready or receptive to communicate with them. This individual that is coming through, I actually think is a male connected to your husband. So I feel like this might be like a male connected to the husband energy in your family, in your home. If it's not your husband, whoever the significant other, I feel like it's a male connected to them. But it's not like someone they would have been connected to. It's almost like the father of someone that they are connected to, whose father has passed away. So there's a connection there that I feel this is associated with. Okay. JS Shafi 5. Hi, Ferny. Will I be able to re-enter the workforce? If so, what fields? Thanks. Yes, I actually think it'll be it'll be transportation. So I feel like you will enter the workforce. It'll be a company that has to do, or an organization that is somehow connected to the transportation industry or transportation altogether. Whether it's like transportation with it's like a car factory or car company, or whether it's like transportation like a bus company associated with the city. But there's some transportation vibe that has to do with it. Okay. All right, guys, I am done. So I love you all. I will be back here on Saturday on YouTube. On Friday, I will be on Instagram, so check me out there because I bring people on because I can do it through Instagram. But I will be back here on Saturday on YouTube, okay? All right, I'll talk to you all then. Bye bye.